Rehab. Today we're going to talk about rehabbing properties. One of the big questions that I get that is quite popular is, once I get a property, how do I know how much to leave for rehab? And so today on Tax Lien TV, we're going to go over some of the basics when it comes to rehabbing, especially if you have no knowledge. All right, stay tuned. So it's fall here in Alberta, and as you can tell, it seems like we're skipping one of the seasons. This weather's pretty crazy, but I wanted to shoot it outside just so that it would change it up a little bit. Normally, we're in Vancouver or California or something. That's where most of our videos have been, and it's sunny. So I thought this would be a great change. So let's talk about rehab a little bit today, especially if you have no knowledge already of rehab. One of the things that is a great place to start is to get on Craigslist or Angie's List. What you want to find are rehabbers and contractors. Essentially, what is going to be the most helpful to you is if you can find out how much a price per square foot it would be to do a total rehab. So that would be just replacing everything, taking it down to the studs, and then putting in brand new appliances, flooring, repairing the ceiling, roof. So what I would do is, in your area, you're going to Google, you're going to Craigslist or Angie's List and look for contractors. And then find that price per square foot. And oftentimes you're going to find out that when you're getting started and you don't have a relationship with a contractor yet, you're going to be paying more. So for instance, when we started out in Houston, Texas, it was around $45, $50 a square foot. But then as we built relationships and over time, we were able to get that price down to around $30, $35 a square foot. So how will that help you? When you're driving a property, what you want to do is look at the square footage of the property. So when I'm driving a house, one of the first things I want to know is, how much would this be for a total rehab to do the whole thing? So let's say it's 1,000 square feet is the size of the house. And your price per square foot in that city, starting out, is $50 a square foot. You know that it's going to cost $50,000 to do a total rehab on that property. So let's use some numbers. A house maybe is worth $100,000, and you drive the property. It's 1,000 square feet. The minimum bid, though, is, let's say it's really high, $30,000. So you're looking at a $100,000 house where the minimum bid is $30,000. You drive that property and you look outside. The roof is dilapidated, maybe there's some holes. So then you're probably going to deal with mold on the inside. The house doesn't look very good. It's abandoned. You talk to the neighbors, it's been vacant for maybe 10 years. So you're looking pretty much at a full rehab. So 1,000 square feet times $50 per square foot, it's going to be around $50,000 to do a total rehab. And so these numbers, though, that's just going to be an estimate, but it's a lot better than just kind of, not knowing anything, right? So $50,000, the minimum bid is $20,000. So you'd be in for $70,000, and it's worth around $100,000. So you would know that that would leave you $30,000 after all the rehab is done. So that might be something that you're interested in or that you're not interested in, but that is just one tool to help you when it comes to rehab. Another thing to help you is you want to find out how much it costs for certain repairs, certain rehabs. So a common repair when you're dealing with tax lien and tax deed properties is the roof. You run into a lot of properties where you're going to have to rehab the roof. So if you know how much it's going to cost for a roof in your area, that's something great that you can add to your list. Just talk to contractors, talk to rehabbers in the area, and find out how much it's going to be for major repairs. It's always great too to find out how much it would cost for a foundation repair, how much windows are in your area. Often you're going to have to replace a lot of windows, and then some landscaping as well. See how cheap you can find landscaping in the area. So to do a quick recap from today, you want to find out how much it's going to cost to do a total rehab, price per square foot, and then multiply that by your total square feet. Now, if you're looking at maybe a half rehab, there's not a whole lot of damage, you can salvage a lot of the house, you can just take that number and then divide it by 2. So using these tips and hints, that should really help you a lot when it comes to estimating rehab when driving tax lien and tax deed properties. As always, you can click here to subscribe. We got a ton of links below this video, probably our Facebook page, YouTube page. You can watch lots of free content, You'll watch lots of free content as well. We got great other videos. So click to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. All right, bye. So what do I mean when I say burnt? Well, let's just roll back for 1 second. So when it comes to tax deed sales, everyone that has an interest in the property needs to be notified. So that's going to be lien.